Attention, financially frustrated acupuncturist. There is one skill that surpasses all others when it comes to creating career success and serious income, and I can teach it to you. Simply put, I've created more material on how to present to and communicate with mainstream medical professionals to get MD referrals than anyone else in our profession. I've lectured and taught at the highest level, from Cleveland Clinic to Cancer Treatment Centers of America, to international conferences from the Middle East to South America, and even worked for 2 years at a big-time hospital in a major city in North America. My books on hospital-based acupuncture essentials, Bridging the Chasm, which I wrote with a physician colleague, Tao of Integration Volumes 1 and 2, Patient Empowerment and Self-Care, and my newest book, Threading the Needle, all contain precise and relevant information about how to address other people's questions and concerns so you look like an expert authority and get paid like a top earner. In fact, no one else has created more teaching material or done more to help other acupuncture professionals get great at this pivotal skill than I have. This one key skill ends the struggle to get paid what you deserve, finally sets you on the road to financial abundance, finally puts your money troubles in the rearview mirror, and the best, or worst part, is that you were never taught this skill in school, and it is the key to making $10,000 a month and up. Look, everyone who has spent the money to graduate from a Chinese medical college is aware of the unique value we provide to beleaguered 21st century patients and to our somewhat incomplete modern medical system. The trouble is, other people outside our profession don't understand what you and I actually do. And all the clinical skill in the known universe doesn't guarantee you any actual revenue or even a living wage. But there is one skill that does guarantee your success, and I'm going to tell you how you can master this skill in just a moment. I don't know about you, but I didn't get into medicine to be broke or to live like a slave because of student debt. Fortunately, we don't have to. There is one little known skill that is fast and easy to master that can absolutely make you a top earner in our profession and that no one else is focused on, even though it is by far the number one most important skill required for career success in 21st century practice. Don't believe me? You will. Hang in there with me about the next 15 minutes and you won't have any questions left. Most people get out of school with enough student debt to ruin any possible chance of financial freedom and actual abundance for the rest of their lives. I have friends who are shouldering as much as $80,000 in debt, and they've been out of school for over 10 years. That's almost nauseating and definitely depressing. If your student debt is hanging around you like a bad odor, you better face several important facts about the reality of your situation, quickly. Number one, no one is going to bail you out from your financial sinkhole. Number two, there is no reason for you to stay so deeply indebted. Look, the more control and responsibility you take for your own financial situation, the faster you can emerge from such an oppressive debt burden. And if you happen to have zero debt, good for you, but you are still going to want to hear what I have to say if high-level career success matters to you. In my humble opinion, far too many people in our struggling profession fail to take the making of money seriously. The horrific statistic that 50% of acupuncturists quit within 5 years is actually worse than many cancer survival rates. That's appalling when you consider just why it is happening. Let's be honest here. It's not because acupuncture doesn't work, and it's not because 21st century patients don't need what we have to offer. Look, no matter how you parse out the facts and details, it still comes down to this. Neither the medical system nor the individual patients in the patient population really have any clue about what we do, how it works, if it works, how to identify a legitimate and high-quality acupuncturist and Chinese herbal medicine practitioner. You can do all the social media marketing, build the nicest website in the history of the internet, and give away free treatments at every health fair on the planet until you drop dead. None of these approaches will even come close to the number one most important and most effective way to get high-quality, compliant patients who pay top dollar and who don't argue with you about your expertise from the essentially infinite ocean of mainstream 21st century patients. I am talking about how to get a never-ending supply and steady stream of patients from MD referrals. Now, there really is only one skill required to get these patients, and in our modern smartphone, social media, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook society, where people literally prefer to stare at a screen than to talk to someone next to them, and where lots of folks no longer even know how to speak intelligently, I know this can sound shocking when you first read it, but you must learn to reach out to and communicate effectively with MD physicians, period. Now, here's the catch. Not only is this skill not all that difficult, it's totally formulaic. To be honest, it's so simple and straightforward, I can teach you everything you would need to know in about 1 hour. And in fact, that is precisely what I have done, in 51 minutes to be specific, in a master's class on MD referral traffic. Check it out. Now relax. If you are thinking to yourself, wow, Christian, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Let me just tell you that you begin exactly where you should begin when you want to persuade anyone about anything. You begin with what matters to them. You acknowledge and address their exact concerns and questions about acupuncture. These are, as I said above, totally formulaic. Remember, MDs are all basically trained the same and all inculcated with more or less the same thinking. Therefore, they tend to have the exact same questions, concerns, and skepticism. Once you know what these points are, you can easily reverse engineer your presentation to address these items point by point. Believe me when I tell you that this is not that difficult, because the truth is that MD physicians are fascinated by a logical explanation of acupuncture that meets them where they are, answers their questions in a language they understand and respect, makes sense according to their biomedical training, eschews any and all reference to New Age nonsense, and that has research to back up what is being explained. That's it. That's all there is to it. And that is why I created a master's class on MD referral traffic. Now here's the best part. You get to ethically steal what I have done in this 51-minute video template, a presentation formula proven to work time after time and setting after setting, in some of the most powerful, well-known, and demanding Western medical settings in the world. That's why I created it. You not only get my expert presentation to MD physicians created and tested over a 12-year period and proven to work in places like Cleveland Clinic and half a dozen other medical centers and conferences on 4 continents and in every conceivable specialty for any MD in any field, you also get the actual research material and slides from an MD colleague of mine who created this material specifically to reach his fellow MD colleagues, and to teach them what they need to know about acupuncture, how it works, what constitutes legitimate research, and how best to determine who to hire. So I ask you, how could you get greater expertise than the opportunity to swipe an actual presentation done for MDs by an MD and a fellow licensed acupuncturist? You can't. There is no greater source of expertise available anywhere for acupuncturists to impress our MD colleagues and to inspire the kind of confidence that results in steady referral traffic. Here's just a partial list contained in the slides of my 51-minute video template. Do you know the epidemiology in 21st century patients well enough to speak directly to our MD colleagues about what most concerns them? Do you know the top 4 enrolling questions you can use to prepare your audience to respond so your presentation to MDs is a hit, guaranteed? I actually give you my #1 best enrolling questions so you know you have them from the start and that you won't lose them along the way. Hint: knowing how to ask enrolling questions, i.e. leading questions that lead your audience to appreciate your depth of knowledge and to seek greater professional collaboration, turns your audience members into putty. How much time should you devote in a 1-hour lecture to proving to MDs that you know your stuff? Hint: they really need to know that you know. Can you post slides with validated research from major sources they recognize and trust about how acupuncture works? Do you know how to emote during your talk at the right time so you are real and approachable and obviously on their side? Do you even know what it is okay to emote about when you are presenting? Do you have a prepared story about your career that illustrates a point about what we do and makes you appear reliable and worthy of greater inclusion in their eyes? Can you appreciate MD's interest in and curiosity about acupuncture to the point that you are smooth and confident in using this fascination advantage to your benefit? How important is it that you cover the issues of costs and cost savings? What really are the big headaches for MDs and mainstream medical professionals? Do you know how to punctuate important teaching points with lightning fast summaries of your major points so you don't lose them? Could you talk about, say, Newtonian versus quantum physics, neuroplasticity, neurotransmitter production, function, and absorption, ANS dysregulation, and acupuncture's effects on central nervous system response? Maybe, most importantly of all, do you know the 4 biggest, worst, and most costly comorbidities in 21st century medicine that frustrate all doctors everywhere? If not, it is worth your while just to find out this one point, because it gives you all the leverage you will ever need in showing value to conventional medical colleagues. What should you tell them about "here's what I do best"? Hint: Is there a specific result MDs are all seeking, or is there a frustrating condition they mostly want you to address? When could you just flat out declare that, "That's what I do best," and know that they will believe you? And know that they will give you a shot because they so want help with certain patients and conditions. What are the major sections of the brain that would be strategically important and useful to mention? Are there conditions you can help that relate to brain function that you can and should explain? Are you confident and competent to speak about this connection between the most frustrating comorbidities and the latest brain function research? Can you imagine what it would do for your career if you were confident and competent to speak about this? Do you know how to speak about the neural networks? Why is it so important to bring this up and touch on neural networks? And how can you do this without coming off like you know something better than you ever will and not half as good as they already do? How can you show deference to their high-level training and education while simultaneously setting yourself apart from the New Age crowd? What's the one phrase you can say over and over and still create a positive impression that tells them you know your stuff? How can you shoot down New Age, poor-quality practice while building trust and bridging the communication chasm? What is it they need to know that you know about the research? What is the most important market dynamic in 21st century healthcare that you must use when you seek to motivate MDs and administrators to incorporate your service? How can you phrase your proposition as an interesting business person so they know you are offering collaboration and value? Why is it essential that you don't skip this step and that you make it totally clear and unambiguous? What is the best way to do this without coming off too forward or too salesy? Why must you do a demonstration of your skills, and what really is the point and goal of needling audience members? Hint, caution, if you get this wrong, the rest of your presentation may not matter. There is one way to do this right and 100 ways for it to blow up. My suggestion is that you learn how to demo the right way. How and why should you emphasize needle response so you clarify what you offer and catapult yourself to the status of high-quality practitioner in their eyes? In just one simple statement and killer demonstration. Do you understand basic human psychology well enough to use their fascination with your topic to your advantage? Do you know how to climax your audiovisual presentation and how to wrap up with a killer last summary statement that may just bring them to their feet? No kidding. This actually happened to me at Cleveland Clinic, and it has happened in other settings where I work alongside MDs. Hint, obviously this is not easy with skeptical scientists, but if you wrap up the right way, they will be clapping you on the back by the time you leave. What is the fastest way to answer their number one question, and why must you bring it up quickly in breaking down pattern discrimination? Do you know the best way and the easiest example for how to do this so they get it the first time they hear it? How should you talk about stricta and consort guidelines? Why must they hear from you about research guidelines? Obviously. What should you share about these guidelines? How can you have tons of supporting slides in your PowerPoint but not get bogged down in minutiae? How do you use their skepticism about placebo effects and reel them in using their own curiosity? And that's just the video segment. If you answered no to any of the above, you need my new training, a master's class on MD referral traffic. Plus, I will also walk you through all of the supporting documents. Look at what else you get with a master's class on MD referral traffic. Bonus number 1. Bonus article template so you can see exactly how I think when I create material to share with MDs. A bonus template on an article I wrote on chronic pelvic pain explaining to MDs what we do. This is as plain, black and white, clear structure for how you must think when you present to MDs as you can possibly have. Use it. Bonus number 2. How to maximize insurance revenue no matter what insurance providers in your state cover. Plus, a special, totally legal way to bill insurance for maximum payment even if they don't cover acupuncture where you live. This is no joke, but it's legitimate and totally legal. Hint, obviously it is not an insurance code, but it has to do with how you set up your business relationship, and you want this clear from the start. And now the big moment of truth. Bonus number 3, how to transition to your close. What is the one thing you must establish in order to transition to your close successfully? What are they scared of, and how can you use your expertise and value to leverage their willingness to work with you? Do you know how to get your audience to agree with you before you make an offer to help them? Hint, if you know how to structure an agreements close, you're at least 50% more likely to end up doing business with them. So learn it. My friends, this is the information I would have killed for at the beginning of my career, but I couldn't find it, so I went and created it, which means you don't have to. Learn what already works from someone who has been there and done it. Do you know the epidemiology of 21st century patients? I didn't, but you better. The first section details the exact frustration that MDs face in treating 21st century patients whose conditions are not responding to conventional care. Do you know the four most costly and most difficult to treat comorbidities in all of modern medicine? I didn't, but you better if you expect to be taken seriously, because nothing says I am an amateur louder than coming in and telling an audience of MDs that acupuncture treats everything under the sun, or that, gee, I don't really know what it's best at treating. The fact is, the conditions that respond least to mainstream approaches are the ones that respond best to what you and I do. Now that you have their attention, do you know the latest biomedical explanation of how acupuncture gets its therapeutic benefits? I didn't, but you better, because it's like a hurdle you must clear to be taken seriously by any audience of MD physicians, and you can bet your last dollar that they are going to ask you and expect you to have something accurate and compelling, and that you can converse easily in biomedical lingo. In fact, nothing gives you more legitimacy and credibility than learning how to speak about this topic in biomedical lingo. Do you know about the stricter guidelines for acupuncture research? I didn't, and I have yet to meet even one practitioner in 1,000 in our profession who has even heard of this acronym, or who can tell me anything about it. But you better know it, because they will want to hear about what does and does not constitute legitimate research criteria. So you had better learn about it, because this is how you confidently educate MDs about what is and isn't legitimate research, and set yourself apart from all the lazy hacks in our profession, who are sure to get left behind in the move toward mainstream inclusion of acupuncture. Look, I could go on and on for about 51 minutes, but that is for another setting. The bottom line is this: from the placebo question to the issue of how to integrate your services into their existing practice to get paid consistently and paid well, this program has it all. There is no one else in our profession with more knowledge, expertise, and experience on this single essential topic. And there is no training program more tightly put together than this one for getting you from zero to MD referral success and for becoming a top earner in the acupuncture world than a master's class on MD referral traffic. Don't believe me? Have a look for yourself. No offense, but other practitioners and so-called practice development gurus have nothing to add on this essential subject. Nothing. I could goof on all the other poor attempts I have seen on this topic, and to tell you the truth, I am genuinely disturbed by some of the BS out there sold by people with zero credibility and apparently no self-respect either, because they literally don't know the first thing about this essential topic and still pretend that they have something to sell. I won't name any of these jokers by name, because why would I bother to give them that much attention? You can go look and decide for yourself, and good luck to you if you try to learn anything from anyone else on this topic. Hospital-based acupuncture training is the only source for real expert learning on the topic of how to impress MDs and earn MD referral traffic. In fact, I even guarantee it, or you can have every dollar back, because I won't want your money, as you'll see below. What makes me so confident? First of all, I have lived it. You can go to my personal website and check out my story. No one has really done what I have in the acupuncture and Chinese medical world in North America. I have been places, met people, done things, and been allowed access to places and persons whom others in our profession have never even heard of. And I have done this across my entire career, and usually in the face of great criticism from many of the self-styled big shots and self-important phonies in our struggling profession. But, as you'll hear below, no one has done more to help more people on the number one topic in our industry for 21st century practice success. No one has spent more real time in the trenches learning and even blazing a trail on this one essential topic than I have, not even close. But don't just take my word for it. Here's what other folks I have trained have to say.
Amy in Toronto says, coaching with Christian Nix has been indispensable. I have taken courses with Christian and went to the first Chicago Conference on Integration in Medicine at Mercy Hospital, which gave me a solid platform from which to launch my practice into the mainstream. However, one-to-one coaching with Christian has given me the opportunity and support to really implement my learning, and has helped me to practically problem solve and overcome many of the hurdles that come with integrating a TCM practice into the mainstream medical system. Most importantly, working with Christian has raised my confidence level and given me the tools to succeed. Christian brings his passion, dedication, and years of practical experience to each coaching call. If you are looking to break into the mainstream, the best time and money you will spend is with Christian, honestly. David from Florida says, I am a brain cancer survivor, and my goal is to work with cancer patients in a hospital setting. This is why I find your work so inspiring. There is a hospital where I live that wants to be a top-tier institution, but because they don't offer acupuncture services, like Duke, Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson, or Johns Hopkins, they are challenged in this pursuit. I feel that this is an untapped opportunity to bring acupuncture into their conventional fold. My neuro-oncologist and I talk about the benefits of acupuncture. She's even provided me with research on the matter. I believe I have my MD champion. I look forward to presenting a program outline to their administration. However, aside from their deductive, linear view of acupuncture, funding may be the biggest obstacle for me. So you can see what I want. Now I have to find the right avenue to accomplish this goal. I look to you as a pioneer, and that your experience will give me the insight to accomplish this task. David in Chicago says, HBA training has aided me to simplify diagnosis and treatment strategy. The HBA training has made clear the necessity for refining my pattern discrimination, as well as the effectiveness of accurate palpation-based acupuncture. The internship at Mercy gave me an opportunity to practice refining my acupuncture technique and to improve on my speed and timing with clients. Denise says, I just listened to your presentation course, and I am so thrilled and inspired as I have been stuck on trying to figure out a style of teaching to my audience, the why they should come to acupuncture and seek a Chinese medical practitioner instead of just educating them about acupuncture. It really gave me the how to incorporate my information and give them a reason why. I am so excited and inspired. Thank you, Christian. All the best. Jackie from Santa Cruz says, Christian, inspired is an understatement. Life-changing. Congratulations, as well as many soulful and sincere thank yous for giving us a place of enchantment, beauty, and ancient wisdom to remind ourselves why we've been captured by this incredible Medicina de China. Our future just got much brighter as you've helped us to channel our inner potentials while serving communities worldwide, and our technique/theory has progressed to a point of inner confidence. Kelly from Oklahoma says, Dr. Nix, I have a patient in my Oklahoma clinic who is so impressed with the training I received from you that she's trying to find someone for her daughter in the Bloomington area. I was hoping that since the hospital clinical training is up in Chicago, that you may know of someone closer to her area that we can send her to. She is pregnant and has preeclampsia. Do we have a referral list of practitioners with the same training and ethics that we learned from you? Kim Close in Chicago says, the HBA internship clarified many of the questions and concerns I've had since being in private practice. The logic and level of detail that Christian and Maria used to describe and teach their methods improved my treatments immediately. The hands-on experience allowed me to take what I learned in a teaching environment and immediately put it to use with patients. Their instruction uses solid and logical theory combined with experiential practice. Christian took a few minutes to explain how to palpate accurately. He demonstrated the technique, and then we practiced needling with the palpation technique. This short exercise improved my patient treatments immediately, and my patients commented upon the improvement. The patients like what I have learned, and that is the most valuable opinion and feedback to me. Tracy from California says, I attended a 3-day CEU seminar this weekend in Chicago on how to get your practice into the mainstream, specifically into hospital settings. This has been a goal of mine for the past couple of years, but I was unsure how to go about it. The presenter, Christian Nix, did a masterful job of showing us clinical skills, presentation skills, do's and don'ts for the mainstream. We toured the clinic he is successfully running at Mercy Hospital, and I even shadowed for a day at the hospital. By far, this is the best CEU course I have ever attended, and having this education ensures we have a cohesive and professional face in front of mainstream professionals. Having acupuncture in a hospital setting is part of our future for sure.
Look, if you want a system that works, here's what you need. With a master's class on MD referral traffic, you get my 51-minute video template that you get to ethically steal and then use as your own. Slides from my MD colleague, Dr. Rafford, so you look like a total professional in front of any audience. And believe me when I tell you that you and I could never have come up with these slides on your own. Wait till you see them. Supporting documents for crafting your presentation with real and proper sales psychology so you don't become the best and poorest presenter in the acupuncture world, but instead use your new ability to present to MDs to make real money and finally get what you can prove you are worth, including how to sell without selling when presenting to MDs. Plus, learn how to earn the absolute maximum amount allowed by law from reimbursement and billing in 1 minute and without doing any paperwork, even if acupuncture isn't covered by insurance in your location. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm telling you there is such a method and you need to know it. Not only that, but today I'm going to include a special bonus for those of you enthusiastic enough to get started. You can get your very own copy of Bridging the Chasm: How to Talk to Physicians About What Matters to Them. This book is my original collaboration with Dr. Rafford and now a minor classic on this topic. There is no other source that more completely covers the essential points you need to consider than this simple and short ebook with audio commentary. But let's talk honestly about price versus cost. You can see the regular price for a master's class on MD referral traffic over at christiannix.com. Some people think that is a little stiff, and I agree that it is not cheap. But just stop and think about all the money you spent on your schooling. Isn't it worth it to you to finally finish what you started when you set out on your path in medicine and to actually learn how to get paid? Why on earth do people in our struggling profession, where everyone knows the 5-year failure rate is over 50%, still refuse to change and go do what is necessary in order to make money? Quite frankly, I just don't get it. How much is it costing you not to know how to communicate with and present your services to MDs? If you think the price for a master's class on MD referral traffic is too much, how on earth can you justify all the money you spent on getting a diploma when the school process itself doesn't make you a single dollar, and where the graveyard of bitter and broken acupuncture graduates continues to swell year after year, when a small and select group of real players continues to make 2, 3, 4, and even 5 times the national average in terms of income? 5 times the income. Wouldn't you want to know what they are doing that no one in school ever taught you? Even at full price, wouldn't this material be well worth the money you paid if it gave you the real-world skill of learning how to impress and communicate effectively with MD physicians so you could actually relax and focus on your clinical work instead of freaking out about how broke you are? Compared to your school learning or other CEU programs that teach you more and more worthless stuff that will never get you paid, even getting this material at full price is a mighty generous offer. Now, for the even better news. I am not going to charge you full price. For a very limited time, I'm going to take it upon myself to open this material out to as many people as will take advantage of it. Why? Because I have an axe to grind with our profession, and it actually works out to your benefit. Let me explain. I am on the way out the door. I have done what I wanted to in medicine, and I am moving on to other adventures. My time in Chinese medicine has been rewarding, but it has also been a struggle against idiotic administrators and other wannabe big shots who meandered down the path of East-West integration in medicine just far enough to pose as New Age gurus who talk about things Asian in ways that are pretty idiotic. And quite frankly, I have nothing left to achieve or to prove, to them or to myself. You cannot go higher than I have in our profession. There is nothing left to achieve after you have done what I have done. I tend to get bored when I feel I have conquered any given challenge. As for my achievement in acupuncture and TCM, mission accomplished. So I am practically giving this material away for a limited time and to whatever select group finds it and decides to take action. Plus, I am even going to provide feedback for folks who get involved with this, my absolute last and highest level training program that I will ever create for acupuncture and Chinese medical people. Now, I cannot promise I will respond to every email I receive, but I will read them all and answer any pertinent questions that come up from people who dive into this work and who want to achieve what I did with regard to successful communication with MDs. So, if you get started on a master's class on MD referral traffic, you can count on updates and continued support in learning. Where else are you going to get so much focused training and commentary for learning the #1 skill in all of acupuncture and Chinese medicine? That's why you need to act right now. Believe me when I tell you that this offer can end at any time. For a limited time and until I feel I've had enough, I am making this done-for-you system available at a massive discount. For more real-world success training than any other school or other CEU program anywhere. You will get instant access to a personal member site page where you can watch the video template, take good notes, start to craft your own presentation to MDs based on exactly what I have done for you, and be ready to go out and slay dragons in a matter of days. At a time when no one else even has a clue how to achieve this feat and doesn't even know where to begin, how could you possibly pass on such an opportunity? You get a done-for-you presentation that you can ethically steal and go give in a matter of days, complete with short documents that provide all the coaching you need for having the right mindset when facing a room full of skeptical MDs, and for selling your service without coming off like an annoying salesperson, along with actual supporting slides and research information done by an actual MD who obviously knows what other MDs want to hear from you. Plus, don't forget, you even get a copy of Bridging the Chasm: How to Talk to Physicians About What Matters to Them. Another $97 value Free. You can use Bridging the Chasm as a great reference and learning guide to deepen your mastery of this subject, as it is packed with years of experience and insights, as well as a crucial section about how to talk to MDs about the placebo question. Get that one wrong and your goose is cooked. So don't skip over this essential bonus and all the years of valuable insights Dr. Rafford and I have compiled in it. The main dish, your video template inside a master's class on MD referral traffic member page, is so thorough and complete that you will likely get everything you need from watching a simple 51-minute video and reading a few short articles by me. So now I ask you again, even at full price, isn't it worth it to those of you who are still watching and who finally want to get paid what you can prove you are worth? Instead of sitting around with the rest of the New Age complainers who don't get it and won't lift a finger to help themselves and who will never earn a living wage and who are guaranteed to give up and go back to waiting tables and living in their parents' basement, wouldn't you rather join the select group of winners and pioneers who finally make great money and who are leading the profession into the mainstream of modern medicine? Isn't that what you really want? Once more, I am only making this special offer for a limited time because I want to help a few more people this year to establish themselves in mainstream practice. The moment I feel I've done enough for enough people, the price starts going up or I retire. Period. And I am serious about this. I am on the way out and moving on to other greener pastures. So if you want to go figure all this out on your own, go for it and good luck. But if you understand that having a system solution for gaining MD referrals is the best thing you can do to guarantee career success right now, then let's get started. Click the Add to Cart button below and you will get instant access to your material, including your bonus gift. If you understand the fastest way to be successful is to copy what other successful people are doing, then click below and let's get started on your road to mainstream practice success and the wonderful satisfaction that comes from being one of the elite few acupuncturists who finally made good and got paid for all your effort and expense. Click below to join a master's class on MD referral traffic and to claim your bonus gift. Don't wait, because this is the lowest price I have ever offered, and once I raise it, that's it. Why pay more when we both know that this is what you need and what others like you have been looking for, all in one done-for-you format so you can swipe it and use it in a matter of days? Who is it for and not for? If you're somehow still on the fence and need a little help deciding, let me help you with the following advice. Look, I don't really care what you want to achieve. Until I know your level of work ethic and commitment, the truth is, this skill set is really not for everyone in our profession. So I cannot help you, no matter what you pay me, unless you are going to roll up your sleeves and get some work done. So please, if you cannot focus and get work done, then this really isn't for you, and please don't waste your time, or mine. I know when I started out in medicine that I looked forward to the day when all my intense work and daily striving would amount to a feeling of real success and satisfaction. If that is how you feel too, then let me help you, because I flat guarantee you will be blown away at how much I have to share, and how much time and struggle I can save you from. Click the Add to Cart button below to get instant access to your material and your bonuses. Take the fast track to mainstream practice inclusion and physician referral traffic. I look forward to working with you and helping you succeed with MDs like I have. Let's get started.